Welcome to the best airport transportation to Disney World for super early flights. So, what is going to be best for you is going to depend on your budget, your party size, if you need a car seat, if you're traveling with an ECV or a wheelchair, or if one person is paying for everybody or if everyone's paying separately. So, best is pretty subjective for that, but here is going to be all the different options that you can take. With it being very early morning flights, not all of your typical options are going to be available, or some of them will be available, but they have upcharges for being outside of like normal hours. So those are things to consider that I've included in here. So the first choice is the most popular, is called Mears Connect Driven by Sunshine. So a little bit of backstory. Disney used to offer this thing to hotel guests called the Magical Express. And this was if you were staying at a Disney hotel, they could pick you up and take you to the airport for free. It was included in your stay, and they'd handle your luggage and all of that. Disney stopped that service a few years ago, but the company that actually operated that service was called Mears. So Mears operates now, you just have to pay them, and it's the same buses and the same drivers that the Magical Express was. And then additionally, when the Magical Express went away, a competitor came up called the Sunshine Flyer, which offered the same kind of service, but they eventually merged with Mears, so that's why the name is Mears Connect Driven by Sunshine, because it's all Mears now. They offer 24/7 service, and they also can go to non-Disney resorts. Children 2 and under travel for free. At the time of recording, it's $16 each way for adults, $13 each way for children. And you can also choose between their standard service or their express service. Both of them have wheelchair accessible shuttles. So the standard service is a shared vehicle, so it's either going to be like a bus or a van. Other families will be shuttling with you. They make a limited number of stops, so it's not like you're going to be driving like all over the place before you ever get to your hotel. And you generally aren't going to need to wait more than like 20 minutes before your shuttle heads out. Another option is the express service. This is direct service to and from your resort with little to no wait time. This is easy for them to do because with so many people coming and going from Disney all the time, there's bound to be, a handful of people all going to the exact same Disney resort at the exact same time. Another option you could do is rideshare. So the average spend tends to be about $25 to $35, but if there is surge pricing in place, it could cost you up to $70. There's no way to know what it's going to cost until you get there. So that's something to keep in mind, at least with these other services. It's going to be an upfront fee that you've booked in advance and everything like that, whereas this, you're just kind of winging it a little bit. You can schedule like Ubers and Lyfts in advance, but that's still kind of winging it, and that could still, you don't necessarily know who you're going to get. Also, generally in the Orlando area, you don't really need to wait more than like 5 minutes, maybe 10 max, just because there are so many drivers in the area. On Uber's website, they do have a guide about airport pickup and drop off, since they go to super specific areas. The benefit of this is that it is direct transportation and it's at your own convenience. So as with the shuttle, you may be waiting for other people or having to go to multiple places. This is much more direct. As long as your group is like 2 to 4 people, you don't have like children in car seats, you don't need any accommodations, this can be a great option. Consider the amount of luggage you have with you though, because you may need to order a larger vehicle to fit all of your luggage. And also just, you do take a little bit more of a risk because Uber and Lyft drivers are less vetted than people employed by some of these other larger shuttle companies. So keep that in mind as well. Another option you could go with, which is virtually the same thing, it's just using a different company, is just taking a taxi. The taxis are always there, ready and waiting. They do tend to be more expensive on average though, so it'll be usually about $60 to $70 each way, which is what Uber and Lyft surge pricing ends up being. They have a lot of taxis that can hold up to 9 people. So if you have a larger group, they may be able to accommodate you as well. Taxis are very monitored in the Orlando area, so a pretty safe option as well. They are on a walk-up basis throughout all the terminals. They're at different places depending on the terminal that you're at, but your terminal will have signs, so it's not like this is something that you'll need to memorize. So some more shuttle services. So Mears Connect, that is a shuttle service, but because it's like the one that people tend to use, I kind of put it at the top and made it its own thing. But there are some other things that you can do. Well, I would recommend, if you're unsure, if like for whatever reason you don't want to use mirrors, I would either call the hotel that you're staying at and ask if they offer a shuttle service, or if they don't, then ask if they have like a preferred company. When I worked front desk for Hilton, we had a shuttle that ran to Disneyland, but we also had a like preferred driver that hung out around the hotel to take people to the airport or to LA or literally anywhere. So we would get a bonus for referring people or booking people with him. So that is something that hotel front desks have knowledge about and can help with. Another option is private transportation. I like to book this through Viator, so they have a bunch of different companies on there. Honestly, they're all kind of the same. There's not really that much difference to them. The price may be slightly different. Some of them will offer like to take you to the grocery store on your way there and like little things like that. But again, when you're looking at outside normal hours, these will pretty much have surcharges for stuff, so it's going to depend on these private ones if they offer like these outside hour ones. So if you just kind of scroll through the list on Viator, then you'll be good to go. Some other specific, these are ones that tend to be popular with Disney guests that you'll see in all the different forums and groups and all that stuff. So Quicksilver Tours, they're the ones that do the free grocery stop if you book round trip transportation. So they pick you up from the airport and they take you back at the end of your stay. This can be great because when you don't have your own transportation, the Disney resorts do all have kind of grocery items. They are going to cost more than if you just went to Publix. So this is nice to be able to get stuff like that, to have stuff in your room or like breakfasts and things. It can help save money on your trip. They also offer a car seat or a booster seat at no additional cost, which is nice, but you obviously want to notify them in advance to make sure that it's there. Don't just show up with a baby and, without a car seat. They greet you at the airport when you arrive, so like how you see in movies, so you don't need to go like searching for these people. It's good if your group is anywhere from like 4 to 10 people. They have a standard town car that holds up to 4. They have a van if you have up to 10. They have an Escalade if you have up to 7, and a limo for up to 10 as well. The limo is about $420 for round trip transportation. So if you have a full limo, like 10 people, that's only $21 per person each way, which is pretty comparable to everything else on the list. So like for $5 more than like the Mears shuttle, does your group want to take a limo if everyone's paying for themselves and it's like a girls trip? Like, why not? That's like one drink at a Disney restaurant that you can get water instead of Coke, Happy Limo is another one. I also have shared about them. I have a post about getting back and forth between Port Canaveral, like if you're on a Disney cruise or like any cruise at all. They have just regular Lincoln Town cars. They have super stretch limos, sprinter vans, mini buses, so they can take up to 28 people. So this is a good one if you have like a team or, extended family that's all like traveling together or something. They do have like sedans and minivans that are their like economical options. The prices have a huge range really because these are all, huge different levels of passengers that can be accommodated and levels of luxury to the different vehicles. But for their site, they will just give you a quote if you just put in, all of the information. You just have to put in a quote and kind of see what it ends up being. Another popular one is Orlando Transportation by Mike. Their thing is luxury transportation at taxi prices. They serve all of Central Florida, and then they do have special rates if you're going outside of like the local area, so something like beyond Disney or beyond Universal. They do discounts for frequent business travelers. They do a meet and greet service at the airport. They help you with luggage. No extra charge for car seats and booster seats. No extra fees for late or early pickup. So this is good for being outside of like normal pickup hours. You get a discount on your return service if you book round trip transportation, and you can add a 30-minute grocery stop for a $20 fee. So the other one includes it for free if you book round trip. This one has a fee, but they don't do a fee for outside of regular hours, so it kind of balances out. They're also available if you're flying into the Sanford airport and not just the Orlando airport, which is great. Tiffany Town Car is another one that people use for Disney a lot. If you need picked up before 6 a.m. or after 10 p.m., they do have a $20 premium, which to me kind of defeats the purpose. Like the whole point of this was, how can I get to and from Disney if my flight is like outside of everyone's normal hours where they have surcharges. So I listed a handful that don't have these surcharges, but these are also some popular ones that potentially, even with the surcharge, could still be more accommodating to what your group needs. So I'm putting it in here anyway. They offer all the other things like the grocery stops, the airport meet and greet, the luggage service. So a lot of them are kind of one and the same in that way. It's just a matter of the maybe specific vehicle or the exact pricing could vary. Another option is to get a rental car. The rental car places that are at the airport are open 24/7, most of them. When you book your rental car, like it will tell you the hours, so you can book one that you know will be open. And that is also something that you can do as well. And then you have, control over the timing of everything. I believe the rental cars, they all include like the Sun Pass and things like that. So you can just go straight through the toll roads as if you have a toll pass, and then they just add it onto your bill afterwards. So you don't have to worry about those kinds of things. Another option is the Lynx bus. This is a new kind of thing that's gone a little bit viral, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Lynx is the name of the Orlando area's like public transportation services. They have a route that goes from the airport to Disney Springs. It's Link Route 311. It makes stops at the Florida Mall, Universal Boulevard, iDrive, so it's really all the big like tourist stuff. It's not going to take you directly to your hotel, but if you're staying at a Disney hotel, once you get to Disney Springs, where the bus drops off, just hop on the bus to your hotel and you're good to go. The buses have enough space to, bring your luggage on, as long as you're not showing up there's not really a time of day that Disney Springs in particular, their buses are overcrowded, because it's not like a theme park rope drop or park closing. So you really shouldn't have a problem like that unless you're showing up on New Year's Eve or something like that. Then it might be busy. If you're staying in a Disney Springs resort area hotel, so one that's not Disney owned, but like one of those Hiltons that are on that main street called Hotel Plaza Boulevard, from Disney Springs, you could walk to those. As long as your luggage isn't super heavy and you don't have to carry a bunch of kids, it's possible. It's again not the greatest option in the world, but if you're able-bodied and you want to save money, then it's perfectly viable. If you're staying anywhere else, so maybe we have a timeshare that's right outside of Disney. So it's the road where you turn into Disney, but it's not part of Hotel Plaza Boulevard. It is a little too far to be walking, carrying luggage. You could at least take this $2 bus here, and then your ride share, might be $15 instead of the $75 during the surcharge hours. So that's there's some other ways that this could be a possible option for you. The bus schedule says that it takes 50 minutes to get from the airport to Disney Springs, but most reports say that it's a 90-minute route. I think it just has to do with traffic. So if you're doing these super early morning routes, it probably is going to be closer to the 1 hour mark than the hour and a half. But what's wild, why this is worth it, is that it's only $2 per person. So that is the most affordable option, other than having someone come and pick you up for free. So I know people that have done this route, and it's why not? It may not be the most ideal thing ever, but $2 per person to just take a bus to Disney Springs and then hop on your bus to your hotel, why not? There was kind of some talk about Brightline. So Disney announced a collaboration with Brightline a few years ago, that they were going to have a hub at Disney Springs, but then they kind of walked that back. It's a high-speed rail system that they're building throughout Florida, and it currently connects Orlando all the way to Miami. The new plan is to have a drop-off site. It's a property Disney owns, and it was actually the original proposed site for Disney Springs. So now that might be the area. And so they're going to build this portion called the Sunshine Corridor. And it'll drop off near Universal, the Convention Center, and then this Disney off-property location. And then my guess is Disney will offer bus service. I'm not really sure. Currently the only Brightline stop in the area is the Orlando airport itself. So unless you're trying to go straight to Miami, then the Brightline doesn't really do anything for you, but just something to keep in mind and keep an eye on for future trips. Another one that I see conflicting information about all the time, so it's on here just in case you want to look into it at the time of your trip, is minivans. So minivans are the Lyft rideshare vans, except these are driven by Disney cast members and they're like Disney vehicles. They're printed in Minnie's polka dot pattern, so they're very easily recognizable. When they originally launched, they offered, if you were staying club level at any Disney resort, that you could get a minivan service like to and from the airport. But then I heard that that kind of went away. But then I've also read that if you call the Signature Services line, that sometimes they have availability and they can book it for you. The general rule though is like minivans are only for like Disney property. They've also offered services to like the Port Canaveral Disney terminal before, but that kind of like has happened and then went away. And then I also see that if you call, they might do it. So it's very up in the air. The last price I saw for this was $199 each way, which is crazy to just be taking a Disney van to the airport. It does include 2 car seats if you need them at no additional cost, but that might be an option. This is what one of them looks like. This one's one of the SUV ones, but they also have like literal like minivans. As far as like standard expectations when taking any sort of like shuttle service, if it's a private transfer or rideshare, we tip 20%, kind of like we would do at a restaurant. If it's like a shuttle bus with like a ton of people, $1 to $2 per bag that they help you with is pretty standard. Some frequently asked questions that kind of tie into this: how far is the Orlando airport from Disney World? So it depends on where you're going because Disney World is huge, but Disney Springs is one of the closest areas to the airport. It's about 20 miles away. It takes about 30 minutes depending on traffic. Animal Kingdom is the clear opposite end from Disney Springs. It's 23 miles away because there's some other ways that you can like get to it that are like more direct, because if you go from Disney Springs to Animal Kingdom, that is more than 3 miles, but if you're driving from the outside to get to Animal Kingdom, it's not. They all take about 30 minutes and they're all basically 20-25 miles from the airport depending on where you're trying to go. The cheapest way to get to Disney World from the airport is going to be that Lynx bus. It's $2 per person each way. It takes about an hour. It's cheaper than the gas and tolls it would cost someone to even pick you up from the airport. So this is by far the cheapest option. Getting around Disney World once you're there, I do have a guide on getting around Disney like without a rental car. So if you are like solely relying on Disney's transportation and the different methods that are available to you, how to get from point A to point B depending on where you're staying and things like that. And then I do also have this guide that is basically kind of the same thing but more elaborate. So this shows you how to get from every theme park, water park, resort, Disney Springs to any other theme park, water park, resort, Disney Springs, because some of them are pretty direct. Some of them you have to bounce around to 2 to 3 different places to do it if you're relying on Disney's transportation. So this guide has everything that you would need for that. It just asks for your name and email address, so I have a way to send it to you, and it's just like a PDF download. And that is everything I have for how to get to Disney World from the airport when you have super early flights.